I know, with some fans even remotely praising Star Trek V is an act of mutiny, but hear me out. There may be many things wrong with it, a lot to be blamed on the alleged constantly decreasing budget, but it has many redeeming features as well, adding more to Spock's backstory than the majority of the franchise had done up to that point. Up to that point, all we really knew was he was half Vulcan, had a diplomat father, an estranged wife, and once had a teddy bear-like pet. Adding a before unmentioned half-brother made Spock more fleshed out as a character. I'm sure many detractors probably use the "it broke continuity" excuse to why they hated it. The franchise has been doing that since day one. Uniforms changing with no explanation, episodes contradicting other episodes, the Federation of Planets initially being called the United Earth. To the most relevant change, Spock originally claiming to have an ancestor who was human. Not a parent, an ancestor. Yes, you could reason this away with him exaggerating, but you could use similar reasoning to explain why he didn't mention having a brother, even to his closest friends. The movie's concept is also great. Someone thinking they found God, and then it turned out not to be God after all. I mean, the fact that Kirk realised this God wasn't God after he needed a spaceship, because why would God need a spaceship, is brilliant. It's not even the first time Star Trek has done a storyline of someone who seemed to be a god, or god-like, and turned out not to be. It also has some heartwarming and tear-jerking moments, most notably with the scenes of Spock, Kirk and McCoy going camping, and Dr. McCoy's revelation he'd helped his terminally ill father pass on, only to find out that a cure had been found of that same illness a few days later. For those moments alone, you couldn't write off Star Trek V as a movie overall, at least I wouldn't. Yes, the effects for the rock monsters aren't the greatest, but according to William Shatner himself, who starred and directed the movie, he'd wanted 10 of them originally, but they'd been cut down to 1 due to budget constraints. He later admitted he could have managed the budget better, but any director would have trouble making a decent film on 30 million, which is roughly about 50 to 80 million today. In comparison, Batman 89, License to Kill, and Tango and Cash all had higher budgets. Let that sink in. A Batman film where people were hesitant of whether it was going to be good or bad, a James Bond film, and a buddy comedy had a higher budget than a Star Trek movie, part of a popular franchise that already had 4 popular movies beforehand. So after this video, you may not change your mind about this movie. I hope you will, but you may not. But after hearing about the facts of the low budget and everything's setting up this movie to fail, I hope you give it another chance. The fact that we got another movie, let alone 9 after this one, shows it can't have been that bad of a movie, according to the general public at least.